Going. All right. So, yeah, didn't make the time I exactly wanted. Actually, going to apologize. I'm not trying to pull the quartering here. I know he is butt sick right now, but I am not feeling the greatest. Feels like something is in my throat or chest. A little better than I was earlier, or I was not going to come on because I could barely talk for a little bit. And make sure everything is running. YouTube just caught up. And Grumble is not going. There we go. Grumble. Come on, Grumble. There we go. Rumble is on. Hello to the 2 people on Rumble. I appreciate it. Boy, Rumble's numbers been beating my YouTube numbers. Just talking for a second to see if anybody gets a notification, which a lot of people don't. Funny thing is, this channel, once again, I gained 4 subscribers a couple days ago. 2 days later, 4 disappear. On the other hand, my old urban exploring channel I've done nothing with gained 7 subscribers in the last 5-6 days. Go figure. It's almost like YouTube is the subs from this channel are somehow being shoved over there. I don't know. Just weird as crap. But we are going to talk a little bit about the Somalian kerfuffle. And yes, I'm sorry, folks. The facts are Somalian. We showed the graph last night. It is mostly, so far, most of the people arrested, most of the tracks traced to the Somalian immigrant population. Sorry. Still having a little issues here. I would say the other 10, like I said last night, the other 15, 20%, we're going to find out are government officials. We are going to find government kickbacks. We are going to find money laundering. We are going to find money going into campaigns of Democrats. That is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, well, yeah, that is what we are going to find, 100%. But we're going to talk a little bit about it. And this is big. This is something that cannot be let go. And I said it in my short earlier, if you saw it. If you didn't, go check it out. I said it in my short earlier. I agree with everybody. This is truly Minnesota's the tip of the iceberg of the fraud and corruption. And we've already found in just one state, one population of people that have been immigrated here, we've found between 9 and 19 billion flipping dollars in fraud in that state. So it's stupid. And I said in my short, we have 49 other dang states and some territories. What are we going to find in the other 49? Especially states like mine. I'll throw mine under the bus. Illinois. Illinois is already known as the most corrupt state in the United States to everybody in the world. So, what would we find in Illinois? How about California? How about all the COVID money that disappeared in my state, California, New York? It's billions. How about the $18 billion they wasted on a fake rail line in California? Let alone all the immigrant stuff. In California, I'm betting it won't be Somalis. It'll be Mexican, Central American, South American immigrants. We are going to find, if this moves on, and I hope it does, I hope either Nick Shirley moves on and goes after more of this, or this wakes other people up, which it looks like it is, wakes other people up to start asking questions, start reporting. They now have a tip line phone number for this stuff. They're asking if you see this stuff, report it. I hope Americans see this crap and go after it. This is going to turn into the biggest fraud perpetrated on this country ever. It is insane. Hey, Paul. 2 hours left to 2025 for you? Well, Happy New Year, buddy. How you doing? You feeling better yet? I'm just going to keep rolling along. I'm only on a certain time here because I am feeling so. I'm hoping this whatever it is from the dog park I went to. There's a certain dog park in my area that I'm going to report to the city, that city. Because every time I've gone down there over the last 4 years, I felt like crap. It's affected me. It's even caused me to cough up blood once or twice. I was down there today feeling good, and now I'm holy crap right after. It's something weird. Well, Happy New Year for you, Paul. But no, this this is spreading. Americans have been way too generous. We are willing to have our heartstrings tugged on. Well, I'm glad, man. Good. Sorry, guys. A little squirreled, too. Well, our heartstrings will be tugged on. We are very generous. Well, we've been generous too much. We've also let words like racism and then ism, this ism, that ism, stop us from doing what we should have done a long time ago. Decades ago. I'm talking back during Ronald Reagan. When Ronald Reagan tried to pull his amnesty thing, Americans right there should have said, F no, no, this is stupid. People back then were screaming, all this is going to do is tell more to come. No, we'll seal the border. I didn't see Reagan do that. Neither Reagan, Republicans, Democrats. I haven't seen anybody try to seal our border. They told us, we'll seal the border. And Democrats actually were screeching about it until Trump come along and said it. Then evil orange man said it. And oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No, because they knew that, you know why? They knew they could just lip service it. We're going to seal the border. We should seal the border. We've got to have a border. A country's not a country without a border. And then Trump come along and they knew he meant it. It wasn't lip service. One, he'd come along and do it and make them all look like the lying pieces of crap they are. And two, he would do it. They all said it, but none of them wanted it done. They all loved the illegal aliens coming in here. That's it. They love it. Whether for votes and or cheap labor. They don't care. Now, this has turned into quite the kerfuffle. And Nick Shirley, honestly, he's a hero. I know people, oh my God, such a strong word. Yeah, it's a strong word because he is. He's a hero. What he's done has opened up the floodgates. We are now finding there's more of this and how long this has been going on. People didn't even know how long this has been going on. Media made a big show of 2018 raids of 10 daycare facilities. They seized a bunch of boxes and bank accounts, forced the facilities to close, and the owners to agree not to start new centers. No one was prosecuted. Instead, the facilities reopened under new names, new licenses, new straw owners. The fraud continued. At the same time, the state knew the issue encompassed dozens of daycare facilities. The problem has only grown over the last 7 years. And Tim Walz posted a statement, hey, look, we've been going after this. Tepidly. Because can't you shut this down? How is it that you have inspectors that go around to daycare centers that have blacked out windows and weird times? We're open from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Really? Really? That's it? 2 p.m. to 10 p.m.? Leering Center? Tell us another one. Tell us that you don't notice how 4 daycare centers have the same room, same suite in a strip mall as their daycare center. And each of them suddenly has license for 70 to 90 kids. That's a shite load of kids in the one daycare room area. I mean, come on. Unless they got 360 kids in there. So, yeah, that is stupid. And nobody's ever seen kids who live around there. So, come on, Timmy. And this is just tip of the iceberg. There's these health facilities and medical and so-called transport companies. Once again, multiples listed in the same building within blocks. Why do you need 6 daycare centers within a 2-block radius? That is something you don't even find in New York City. And how about this? 3 or 4 of them in each room. So tell me another one, Timo. But, yeah. It looks like they ran the same scam in the same building. Yeah. This is stupid. It's just dumb. And then we got this here. Okay. It's a good first move. I don't think it's everything, guys. But I'm going to give them some credit for doing something. Honestly, I don't think the Trump administration is doing enough. We have enough proof. Nick Shirley gave these people a gold mine of evidence. a flipping gold mine of evidence. There's not a lot they have to do. Just show up and fix it. Arrest somebody. Not go in and have a chit-chat with these people. Arrest somebody. There are calls for Tim Walz to step down. How about calls for everybody in that government? Everybody was fooled by people with an average IQ of around 65. So either they're incompetent, as in dumber than these people, or they are corrupt as F. Either way, out. You're done. They should all be gone. And these two, at least they're going to do something, but I don't think it's enough. This is a start, I think.
Hello, I'm HHS Deputy Secretary Jim O'Neill. I'm here with Assistant Secretary Alex Adams. Alex oversees the Administration for Children and Families. Intrepid journalists have made shocking and credible allegations of extensive fraud in Minnesota's child care programs.
I don't know about allegations. In a matter of hours, Nick Shirley proved. I don't know about, not allegations, proved it. There is no way you're going to tell me all the daycare centers are blacked out windows and no kids. And everybody's already, we talked about last night. People got the timestamps. The temperature was in the background. Got the temperature. Found out when he was there, what time he was there. They know day and time. These daycare centers weren't closed. People were trying to say, lefties were trying to say, oh my God, it's Christmas break. They were closed. No, it was 16th. There was no Christmas break yet. Also, these are Muslims. So I'm not sure the Muslim population is going to go with Christmas break. That's like the Christians going, hey, everybody, Ramadan break. Stupid. Very, very stupid. So I don't know about allegations. Sorry. Sooner or later, it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's a duck. In this case, if it cheats like a Somalian or pirates like a Somalian, it's a Somalian. Sorry. I'm not saying they're all bad. But when you have this much corruption, Ilhan Omar, sorry, she's as corrupt as you can get. She's deleting the website that helped her, that somehow helped funnel money to her. Hey, went from a negative like $10,000 worth to $30 million in 1 year. Yeah, she's deleting that. Either way, it's time to clear the rolls. Anybody that's even got a whiff of this on them, you denaturalize if they're here legally, boot back to your own country. You go cheat your own country. We talk about the Ukraine being corrupt. Somalia is one of the few countries that is way more corrupt than the Ukraine. It's also more war-torn. It is nasty. It's a stink hole. It is what Donald Trump called the S-holes. All right, so let's head on here a little more.
The state of Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayer dollars over the past decade.
My office,
Billions.
ECF, provides Minnesota $185 million in child care funds each year. That money should be helping 19,000 American children, including toddlers and infants. Any dollar stolen by fraudsters is stolen from those children.
19,000 citizen children in Minnesota should have been getting that money. We know billions has disappeared. How much of that money would have helped our kids, American kids, even those of legal immigrants' kids? How about housing and other food stuff? All this stolen. They are ripping away everything from Americans, and I'm tired of it. It is billions. These guys, they're trying to be nice. Stop underplaying. Stop that. Conservatives got to stop that shit. It's not always good to be conservative about everything. Give the real numbers. Stop this BS.
Yesterday, I spoke directly with the director of the Minnesota Child Care Services office. She could not tell me with confidence whether those allegations of fraud are isolated or whether there's fraud stretching statewide.
Of course she can't. Yeah, she can. She knows 100% it's statewide. She ain't going to stick her neck in. Because if she goes, no, we've got it under control, she's in trouble later. If she's speaking to a government official, there's a good chance that's perjury. She's going to say as little as possible. She's going to say that sentence there to keep herself out of any type of trouble. Well, I don't know. I told you guys I didn't know. One, then be fired. Done. Out of your job. If you don't know, your very job was to watch this money, to give it out properly, make sure it was going out safely, that it wasn't being wasted, defrauded. That was the very job of this lady. But I don't know. F you, out, done, gone. That's it. You're either an incompetent piece of shite who is fooled by people of an average IQ of 65, or you're corrupt as F. Well, I'm thinking more of a mix of both, personally.
Today, we have taken 3 direct actions against the blatant fraud that seems to be rampant in Minnesota.
One of them needs to be arrest.
I have activated our Defend the Spend system for all ACF child care payments across America.
Good start.
Starting today, we require a justification, receipt, or photo evidence before we make a payment. Second, I have just signed and sent a demand letter to Governor Walz. I required a full 360 review of these centers.
Oof.
This includes attendance records, licenses, complaints, investigations, and inspections.
That's going to screw them. It's going to show that each of these locations has been investigated and closed down 5, 10, 20 times. Yet then it would reopen with Jimbo click, 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 click's name now instead of click, click, click Jimbo. And they just, oh, okay, here's more money. What do you mean? Strangely, there's 2 others in the same building. Hey, they get money too. Hey, wait a minute. This building has an occupancy of 200 people. You are licensed for 400. Now, we don't think anything's wrong there. Okay.
And third, we've launched a
Screw
dedicated
Minnesota.
fraud reporting hotline and email address at childcare.gov.
I hope people use that. Go to childcare.gov. Put that number in your phone, everybody. Especially for those of you in Minnesota, Ohio, Illinois, New York, California. Every American citizen, I'm going to put it in my phone, every American citizen should be walking around with this number. We're done. We've got to stop being ripped off. And I'm not saying just Somalians. Anybody we start seeing ripping us off, we should be reporting them. It is it's done. Taxpayers are tired of this shit. We are not going to be supporting. If you're an immigrant, you come in here and you screw us over, gone. We should be denaturalizing your ass and booting you. Every one of you. I don't care if you're low level. You knew you were involved in some fraud bullshit. If you are working inside a daycare center where there's no kids, blacked up windows, hell, lots aren't even plowed on them. Some of them got barbed wire and metal laying out back. Rusty playgrounds. Ew, you didn't know? Even somebody with an IQ of 45 knew they were cheating somebody. Little kids know when they're cheating somebody. So go get that number, put it in your phone. Every single American should have these phone numbers, this one and ICE. We should be calling and reporting this fraud. Time to undig our asses out from under the chaff that are holding us down. They're pulling money out of our wallets, out of our kids' mouths, screwing up our school systems, causing our rents to go up, our food prices to go up. And don't give me this shit about, they pay taxes. No, they do not. A lot of them get paid under the table. And come on, I showed the graph last night. 89% of all Somali households, even if they've been here 5, 10 years, are on aid. That is a net drag on the system. They aren't, they're such a contributing part of Minnesota. Are you knucking futs? 89% of them are pulling on the taxpayer dollars. Way, 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 way over native Minnesotans. Yeah, it's nutso. So I will get with you guys here in a sec as I finish this. How you doing? Thank you for stopping in. In the meantime, please hit thumbs up for the stream. And if I'm a little wandering, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm not feeling the best. Got a little something. I'm hoping it goes away by morning. Hopefully just some irritant I got near.
Whether you're a parent, a provider, a member of the public, we want to hear from you. Let me be crystal clear. ACF expects every state to uphold the highest standards of oversight, monitoring, and accountability for federal dollars. Minnesota is no exception.
We're committed to holding bad actors accountable. Regardless of rank or office, anyone who's involved in perpetrating this fraud against the American people should expect to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
I like it. It's a good start. It's a great start. it's nice that at least we have some government officials right now who will come out and go after this. When's the last time you heard of actual, action of any type being taken against fraud over our tax dollars? Barely any. Not like this. I like the hotlines. I like the phone numbers. We got to do it. Go out and report. It's time for Americans to start, you know what? If our government officials or a certain party doesn't want to do it, we need to do it. I'm telling you, I was talking to a friend earlier, my friend Ray, on a chat group. Dude, could you imagine if they came to Illinois? If Illinois got audited? Holy gods. You're going to 19 billion? Nah, you're going to find probably 70 billion worth of fraud in Illinois. Starts with the governor, who pulled toilets out of his properties so he could pay lower tax rates on a bunch of properties and know he's a billionaire. So yeah, let's start there. All right, I'll hop over and say hi to you guys. All right, how you doing, Jimmy? If Trump wants to help Darwin needs to keep banning things like eating Tide Pods. Oh my God. Actually, maybe, maybe to help the Somalians learn to do laundry properly, we should send them a bunch of Tide Pods. Just to help them keep their clothing clean. Because I'm a helpful sort of guy. And I'm thinking only the stupid, corrupt ones will try to nibble on them things. It'll thin the herd of left as well. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, these are the lefties, the people who threw a fit when Trump said, don't take Tylenol if you're pregnant. You know, said it from Tylenol Corporation themselves. And some people put themselves in the hospital. One lady died and her kid died. Good job, good job, lefties. Yeah, great job. They changed the name to Learning Center after after they said it was closed. Also began dragging kids in there. Yeah, I saw the video, Jimmy. Yeah, they did a video. What Jimmy's talking about is they did a video. This guy standing in front. We got kids coming in. Why aren't you filming these kids coming in? Because it's obviously fake. Had a guy come and change the sign. Why was the sign saying Learning Center for years, you dinkus? You couldn't have got up there and maybe painted an N on there yourself? You could have made it funny. The little tent-looking thing with an N above it. It could have looked cute. You couldn't even do that? No. Jeez. That's how little work they had to put into being corrupt in that dang state. But hey, nobody knew anything. And it's Trump's fault. Oh, God. Durka Durka. Boom. 4 hours left to 2025, says Rad. Well. Yeah, you guys are getting close to 2026. They've known about the fraud since 2015. Yeah, Jimmy. They have. And the thing is, you couldn't have stamped this out before then. Excuse me, that was 10 years ago. What the absolute shit? I'm telling you, there was kickbacks and money laundering going on. And not only that, they were bringing the 80,000 of these people in because that's votes. Everybody knows they're all going to vote Democrat. They're going to vote for the party that brings them in, goes, hey, here's all your freebies. That's exactly what it is. This one location racked up 95 violations from 2019 to 2023. Hazardous items near kids. No records for enrolled children. So pretty much the hazardous items near kids was there's hazardous items in an area where kids are supposed to be, but we never found any records of kids ever being there. That's why the hazardous items were there, because they knew there were no kids in there. Yeah, we can keep the paint thinner open and on the floor because it doesn't matter, there's no kids, etc. Got a conditional license and then quietly restored in 2024 and kept collecting funds. So far, I've seen that nobody was fined, as in license revoked. We're not doing this again in this other building. Neighbors say no kids seen in years. Windows blacked out. Doors locked midday. My favorite is the one that shows the hours, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Those are, yeah, that's some daycare center. This isn't isolated, part of broader Minnesota fraud probes exceeding $1 billion in social services losses. Walls knew for years. Of course he did. He's just a happy, lucky, jokey guy. I always said the guy was a creepster. He's like a real creepy Teddy Ruxpin looking pussball. And there's more of this. Like I said, I can scan through here and keep scanning through. The media made a big show in 2018. We talked about that one. And then we got, it gets better. But I'm going to catch up with you guys real quick before we move on. Sorry. They've known about fraud? Yes, they have. Let's see here. The video earlier showed the Sweet Angel daycare was redirected to government walls. Yes. Yeah, isn't that cool? I saw that yesterday. They called the number. Somebody called the number. I think I had the video up. I don't know if we just never got to it. This guy dialed it, and it comes up government walls. This is where government walls will be on da-da-da in this hour. It's like, oh my God. They were so ballsy about it and knew they would do nothing about it. You don't think a computer system, once again, we're not in the 1950s, folks. This is not somebody transcribing. There are computers that keep track of this. You can't tell me a computer wouldn't flag a phone number. Daycare center, Somali over here. Wait a minute, that's the governor's phone number. You don't think a computer went bink, bink, bink for somebody and they just went, don't want to see that. Bullshit. Yeah, they knew 100%. Let's see. The beach was amazing yesterday. Started to rain here. I was camped all day up. Gonna get wet. I feel so bad for you. How you doing, Rad? Her husband got a few million from failed devil's lettuce scams. Nice. Oh, let's see. Say pirates were flying out every 2 days with suitcases full of you. Well, they're already showing. There's already people saying a lot of this money has been traced to the fighting in Somalia. And as we talked about last night, what do you expect? We showed the Minnesota state flag, the old one, and the new one. It is definitely little. There's a reason. It's little Mogadishu. They have invaded us. They took the great Minnesota state flag and changed it so it resembles the Somali flag hugely. That is stupidity. How is that better representative? This is better representative. What, some stupid double star in each other with the Somalian colors better represent your state? That is effing retarded. Come on. And I got some great oceanfront property for you in Nebraska. And I'm going to say this to the people of Minnesota. What the absolute crap are you doing? You guys know they were changing your state to be it's little Mogadishu. 80,000 of these people. The fraud. You should be as livid, more livid than the rest of the country. And we're not hearing near enough anger out of Minnesota. I mean, that place should be a bunch of citizens outside with pickets, even if it is cold as F. I mean, you live up there, you should be used to it. I don't live there for a reason. Crappy weather the last few days. Yeah, it is stupid. That's all there is to it. There's no reason for it. There's no reason we should be putting up with it. American citizens need to get a pair and get out there. Get the hell out there. Nick Shirley shouldn't be the only one. There should be a lot of people. But yeah, there's a lot of this. I pulled up. Now this is one of my favorites. Already it's breaking. People are already talking about the history of how Minnesota's known about this and putting it off. And now we got people coming out. That's why that phone number's out there, guys. That's why. After Nick Shirley's epic takedown of Minnesota's ghost daycares, and once again, daycares are the tiniest bit of the fraud. There's going to be medical clinics, welfare scams. There's going to be so many others. It's going to get nasty if we can get somebody in the governments to dig into this. This billions already they think if they know about is going to be much, much more. But already there's reports of this type of BS going on in Colorado, Pennsylvania, California, a couple other states, and then this one. After Nick Shirley's epic takedown of Minnesota's ghost daycares, pulling in millions with 0 kids, shout out to the Leering Center. A brave Columbus woman is calling him out to expose the same fraud in Ohio's #2 Somali community. She says fake daycares everywhere, home health scams on steroids. That's the other one, like I said. Police allegedly escorting these people, just like Minnesota. Whistleblowers claim the Medicaid rings go back 10 plus years. Look at a lot of this. A lot of this is 10 years old in multiple states. Kind of seems like, isn't that RICO? Across state lines and stuff? Sounds like racketeering to me. Hey, they got all of our mobsters on it. Why can't we do this? This is racketeering. America needs us exposed. Stay safe, Nick. Who's with us? 100%. Let me make sure this is booted up. It's acting stupid. Stupider than me. Okay.
Nick Shirley, I hope you see this video. Please come to Columbus, Ohio. The reporting you did in Minnesota was amazing. Thank you for that. And if you come to Columbus, Ohio, you will find the exact same fraud. You will see the exact same things. Daycares everywhere. The home health care. I mentioned that in my video. I do not have your bravery to go out here and knock on doors like you did. I don't even want to leave my room right now. Okay? But you could come here and do what needs to be done. Please. Please investigate. Please talk to our government officials. And you see how the police escorted you out of that building? The Columbus police are on the same take, I am sure.
No more giving police a pass. Well, they were just following orders. That didn't work for the SS soldiers. That doesn't work for anybody else over time. But suddenly now in America, we're going, well, they're just following orders. They're following illegal orders. When police officers become police officers, they take an oath to serve and protect the people of the United States and the laws and the Constitution, not a governor, a mayor. You are supposed to be working for the people. And you're supposed to be following the Constitution, and you are not supposed to be taking orders to damage the people. How dare any police officer listen to a governor and go after American citizens, born on American citizens, over illegals or even naturalized immigrants? How dare you? And I'm going to say it. There is a pecking order. I'm sorry. Born on American citizens, been here for generations, have history here. We get, I'm sorry, that's top of the food chain. People who immigrate here 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 6 weeks ago, even legally, too bad. Lower pecking order. And none of them should ever be in any governmental capacity in our government. None. Any government. City, county, state, federal, never. Maybe their kids. You should have to be born here and have at least, I'd say, 2 generations born here. I don't want a child born here by mom and dad who don't speak English 10, 20 years later and want to keep their country's roots going into our government and having the beliefs of that old country still. No, I want a couple generations down, born here, more American, at least have a shot at it. Now, we shouldn't be bringing people in our government. Try doing that in another country. Good luck. Oops, blocking my dang chat. We'll finish this and I'll get right back with you guys.
Allegedly. Let me say allegedly before I got the Columbus police coming after me, as well as the Somalis. Ooh. It's a lot. In the meantime, please come here and investigate. You will find the exact same things. And the rest of the country needs to know that it is real.
Yeah.
Thank you for all you are doing. And please, please, please stay safe. Nick
and
Shirley,
I've already said, I know this is going to piss off a lot of people. I'm not sure we should be immigrating Muslims here in general. I know there are some good Muslim people here that work out, but we got to do something different, because bringing in a religion, a group of people who do not like your country, whose religion is anti everything your country is founded on, its religious tenets, its laws, its beliefs, how do you treat women, whatever. That's just stupid. Look how well it's worked out for the UK. Just saying. And I'm talking Rad, Study Boy. You guys are in 2 other countries. I wonder how much of this is going on in your countries. You know, I'm saying less in Rad's country. One thing Australia's done better than America by far is cracking down on illegal immigrants. They've been pretty good at it compared to us. But yeah, it's just, I think this is going to branch out. And now, yeah, and Minnesota exposed a scam. Now Ohio's bracing for impact. Fake daycares, ghost kids, taxpayer cash flowing until unannounced inspections show up and the place magically empties out. If your businesses can't survive a surprise visit, it's not childcare, it's a hustle. Yes. Yep. Let's see here. Dems wanted arrested on voters wouldn't have been cheaper to get 100,000 selected people and give them 50K in cash each. No, because Rad, you're not thinking about this properly. Not only are they getting an indentured amount of voters, because I'm not even saying the Democrats are set up in this. The Democrats don't want to stop it. Somalis, I'm sorry, go look at their country. Go look at their country. Don't come at me. When 89% of the Somali households in your country, in your state, are on welfare and sucking the state dry, don't give me this. Well, that's not all Somalians. They're mostly good. No, they're not mostly good people. 89% in your state are sucking your state dry. That means that 1 out of every 9 is a good person. The other 9 are shitheads. They just are. Don't give me that crap. When we have a 1 to 9 ratio of good person to bad person, just by going by that graph, get out. Hell, I'd even be nice. Let's say 2 more of those are probably actually good people working, just haven't got under their feet or had a job problem. 3 out of 10, good people. The other 7, gone. That's still a horrible math for screwing over our country, for bringing them in here. That's just stupid. But even the Democrats, if they aren't involved in it, they don't want to stop it because they can't. These Somalians, these immigrant populations, know they have the Democrat, governments of their states over a barrel, their cities and states, both. They know they have them over a barrel. We can be as corrupt as we want because they need us. Without us here for electoral college power, for dollars coming in, for rampant votes, for messing with how many representatives we get in the House of Representatives. Without us, they're screwed. We can be as corrupt as we want. They can't stop us. So even if Democrats aren't involved, they can't stop them. Once again, it's another time where Democrats have brought in people, and those people turned on them maybe, and have come back at them to cause an even bigger problem. And now they're screwed. They're living with them. They can't do nothing. But I'm going to say the Democrats found out they couldn't do nothing and then jumped in bed with them to at least get their 10 cents out of it. So they can't stop them. I don't think they can. Has nothing to do with that cheaper. I don't still think they can stop it. And I don't think a lot of them care to help people. Remember, Democrats in the United States of America are the ones who've openly been caught admitting, including Biden, that browning America is a good thing. Bringing in people of other religions and burying our religions is a good thing. Strange how nobody ever says that Africa, going to an African nation and whitening it up is a good thing. We should whiten this up. Oh my God, it'll be great when Africa is a majority white continent. You never hear that. You never hear that anywhere else. It's okay to be racist and take over white countries, but how dare you say the same thing about a brown country? It'll be great when whites are the minority in America. All the best countries in the world, I'm sorry, come at me, were built by white people. When, I'm going to say it, when the Browns immigrants folks do take it over, you think they're going to keep it good? Look what they did with their countries. And don't say, well, white man kept them down. White man ain't been involved in a lot of these countries for a long time. And that's the countries where they still have slavery, which strangely liberals don't seem to care about in those continents. It's also where they have the real genocides and ethnic cleansings and stuff. So I'm sure they'll do great managing the Western nations when they do take it over. Nothing could go wrong. Right. They need IRS to audit every government employee. Yeah, I don't think they need IRS. I'd call Elon Musk back. Get Doge in there. Get Doge. I don't trust the IRS any farther and toss it. Because that is just letting the government audit themselves. That is taking one of the most wasteful and corrupt agencies in American government and saying, hey, go police yourself. Yeah, that'll work real good. It's like if I let my dog Riker feed himself. Oh my God. He'd be 1,000 pounds in 2 weeks. 7 years history, find out who's been on the take. Yeah, 100%. Start with Ilhan Omar. I wonder how she went from this negative worth a year ago, or a couple of years ago, to 30 million worth now. And how her husband, who went and deleted his website, the website they use to be managing money, was somehow went from nothing to managing a portfolio of $6 billion in a matter of a year or two. What the hell? Start there. And it's right around Little Mogadishu. So yeah, a woman who said right out she wasn't there working for America. She's there working for Somalians and Somalia. Look that video back up if you haven't seen it. 7-year limit on keeping records, whatever the limit is in the U.S. Yeah, 7 years. 7 years here too. But you got 7 years. I mean, this stuff's still going on in Minnesota. And I'll dare say Ohio. Probably, I'm going to say right away. You start. Yeah, go ahead. Come after me, lefties. Start with every Democrat state. All the Democrat states that are right now denying Donald Trump's overtime, no tax overtime, and no tax on tips. Because why? They've brought in too many illegals. And I have to support them, including my home state. I have no problem throwing my state under the bus. They're buried in them. It's costing them insane money. They can't afford. They are going to throw the American people under the bus again and keep making us pay for people who aren't supposed to be here. That is how Democrat states think. So I'd say right away, start with Democrat states. And I don't care if it's a Republican state. I don't care if it's Texas. Anybody caught doing this shit, go to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. In fact, I'm going to be rougher. I don't care if you were a born American citizen with a 300-year history of your family here. You're caught doing this type of fraud, you get to go back to the same country of the fraudsters. If Tim Walz and half of his government that is corrupt as crap should be going back to Somalia with them. Denaturalize, deport them too. Done. You facilitated and let happen billions in one state. I don't care who you are. You did this against the American people. You did this for people that either aren't supposed to be here and or just got here and you chose them over us. You get to go back to that country too. That's why I am. I want them out. I'm done. I'm just done with the crap. I'm done with our pockets being picked. I'm done with the middle class being decimated. I know it's a little bit of a tangent, but people talk about how in a lot of first world nations or Western nations, the birth rate has dropped insanely. And I keep hammering this, and I barely hear anybody, Crowder, any of the big pundits talk about this. Why? Because the middle class that normally is the child producing groups at least in America, is buried. It's not, some of it is the attack on men and the insane lefty women and stuff. But a lot of it is middle class people can't afford to have kids. They're paying for all the illegal immigrants to hump and have kids like gerbils. A woman sneaks across the border and hey, guess what? You get to pay for her twins. She was 1 day from having birth, snuck across the border, and you're paying for her kids. Now you don't get to have kids. That's what's going on, folks. The prices of food goes high because we bring in 20 million immigrants. Plus on top of the other 30 plus million already here. Then housing goes high. Gas goes high. Everything goes high. And the middle class is paying for it. Middle class who want to have kids can't afford it. And when they ask for the government for help, they go, well, we got nothing for you, or you make a couple bucks too much. But hey, these illegals over here, we'll give them $3,000 to $8,000 cash, every man, woman, and child every month. We'll give them food stamps. We'll give them housing, give them cell phones, and we'll give them free medical. That's why the birth rates are dropping. And I learned enough. No, it's not just America. UK, their health services are being inundated with all the immigrants. UK citizens wait forever. So that is another one. All right, let me catch up with you guys real quick. Hey, Sog, how you doing, buddy? You get the IRS, do legwork, get everyone show all their receipts? Yeah. Yeah, good luck. I'd say just give Doge. How about this? Screw the IRS. Let the IRS, it's tax season coming up. Let the IRS do their job there. It's not expensive to hire an auditing firm. Auditing firms are everywhere, and they're really not that expensive. Half the work is computer anymore. You send some legwork out, fine. I don't care. I would like to have a non-governmental third party go and do it. Send an auditing company out. Hell, be nice, send two. The amount of money we're going to pull back and save, well worth hiring these companies. I'll bet two third party, non-governmental auditing firms are going to come back with a report that'll scare your butt hair straight. It's going to just be horrendous. And I'm not saying just in America. I'm going to say in Sog's country, in a lot of countries around the world, we're going to find out, oh shit, how bad our government's not telling us the truth, our IRS's, whatever. It's going to be horrendous if we have a third party go through this stuff. I think it would decimate people's brains. You want to see Americans actually maybe go to full-scale riots in some states? Have a third party go through this crap. That might be the straw that broke the middle-class camel's back. Mr. Frog came out, a lot of squads are silent. Well, yeah. Well, except they're going out calling it racist, the standard tropes. It's racist. Or they hate Muslims. I'm not even sure how many Muslims we should have here. The religion, I don't know everything, but I've studied enough on it. Their tenets are really in opposition of the Judeo-Christian founding of this country. You don't have to be religious. We are a Judeo-Christian country. Our way our country is set up, our morals and everything are Judeo-Christian. A lot of theirs are different. Remember, women are way third class over there. So yeah. Touching little kids is not a bad thing. And that's where the goats are afraid. So yeah. But yeah, a lot of the squad isn't too silent. Jayapal was talking. Ilhan's the one that's been a little more silent compared to her normal mouth. You know, her and her husband had to scrub the website of all the records of what they were doing. Now, my big problem is just what I had problem with last night. When are we going to see arrests? Nick Shirley gave enough evidence. And you know there's stuff on his editing room floor. You know he's got more records than that guy. That guy going around with him has years worth of records. More than enough to make some flippin' arrests. The very fact that that one daycare center's phone number went back to Tim Walls, his office, and show, you know, at least the number that shows, hey, here's where Tim Walls will be today. That right there, it gives you a reason to pull Tim Walls in and do some questioning at least. Hey, we're going to question you because this is a little weird. And that cow that told Nick Shirley and that other guy, we didn't know nothing. This is a Republican problem too. Mm-mm. Nope. No illegals should be paid for. Send all the vermin back. Yes. And Sog, I'm going to say legals. If you immigrate here and you rip off in your country too, if you're an immigrant, you come to any other country and you rip off that country, even if we gave you citizenship, done. You're denaturalized. Go home. Done. 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 I'm done with this crap. You screw over the people of the country that you came to, gone. Nope. Really Rich, the guy who was threatening Nick Shirley. Oh, maybe we'll look at that video real quick, but was saying, leave my neighborhood. F you, leave my country. The balls on these people. I don't care if they've been here 5 years, 10 years. A lot of our families here have 200, 300, 800 years here. That might be a little too much. Hundreds and hundreds of years here. My family bled a lot for this country. A lot of families did. Even just families who've been plumbers and mechanics, loggers have bled and sweat for this country. For some jackass who's defending his fraud to say, get out of my neighborhood, F you. F you. You know what? You can leave little Mogadishu any day and go back to real Mogadishu, jackass. What a dickhead thing to say. What a dickhead thing to say. I don't care if you're legal. Illegal immigrants should be just non sequitur. Done. Gone. I don't think Donald Trump's doing enough. Where's Tom Homan right now? Dude, you would think Tom Homan would be all over this shit. He's been way too quiet. He purported to be this, I'm going to get him. And it's been too quiet. Unless we start seeing mass deportations, I'm starting to lose faith in them doing it. But I want arrests. There should be arrests. All the people did illegal shit the last 4 years in this country, and now we're finding out about this and no arrests yet. Where are the arrests? The prosecutions for this illegal shit. You have to prosecute. Sorry, what my other computer's doing. The Nord keeps kicking in and out. Let's see. It's funny how countries are super anal about middle class correctly pay. Oh, yeah. Rad, you are not shitting, dude. Yeah, this country, my God, they're mad if your kid has a lemonade stand and doesn't pay them. Or if you have a yard sale. Ooh, booga booga. But hey, $9 billion of fraud in this state and probably another couple billion here and this billion. Yeah. But your kid has a lemonade stand. We better get our cut. That's because, Rad, the IRS in my country and a lot of countries is used to control the citizenry. That's what it is. It is fear. They are there to scare the citizenry of whatever country to keep you in line. Because the IRS or whatever your versions of are the arm that will get you, take all your stuff, and could jail you for incredible times. That's how they get Al Capone. A lot of mobsters. It's the IRS. The IRS are the scary pricks under your bed. That's what they do. They use the IRS, or whatever your version is. The Infernal Revenue Service. Watch these places get tipped off for audits, and suddenly all the kids turn up that day. No, they should have to show long records. If you go around to the houses around there and people go, I ain't seen kid one there. And these people will sign on the dotted line saying, I ain't seen kid one there, done. No. And you're going to have to go back and show me records for the last however long you're open. We are very meticulous being careful with our kids. So if you're not keeping records, I want to see check stubs or, debit card payments or whatever, receipts for the money you took in from the families. And I want to see the kids signed in and out. I want to see all of it. All of it. A lot of these daycare centers have cameras. I want to see the hard drives. I want to see it. There are tons of ways to get them on this. Kids showing up like that video today. Why aren't you filming our little show? No, there's tons of ways to go back and go, dude, but there haven't been kids here for 6 months. Here's this, and no sign-ins. Here's a video. Here's a story. We played it last night. Here's a story of Minnesota News Channel from years ago saying, hey, look, they broke in with the kids and walk right back out. Because they were doing kickbacks. They got videos evidence of it. So it doesn't matter if they get tipped off and kids turn up that day. And maybe it's time to do a moratorium. I'll be a dick. You guys think Trump is bad? I'd be much worse than Trump. I would look at this right now, and those guys, they stopped some of the payments to Minnesota. I'd say, we're done. We are stopping all payments to immigrant-owned daycares, health centers, or stuff like that until we investigate them all. You want to see squealing? You are going to nip shitloads of funding in the bud for these people. And Democrats are going to squeal because I'll bet most of it's Democrat states. And they're getting kickbacks or they're laundering. Or both. So that's what I say. I remember Matthew Lesko had the books to get the government grants. The older I got, the more that annoyed me, yeah? Let's see. Death and taxes, yep. Ohio are going after the Somalians now. Yes, Jimmy, I talked about that a little bit right here. And that's what this lady's talking about. We talked about that a little bit ago. I don't know. I thought you were here. Well, maybe? Yeah, that's what she's talking about. Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. It's the country's #2 size Somalian community. And I'm not just going to crap on the Somalians. All I'm going to say is the Somalian people are not known scientifically for being of high intelligence on average compared to most people around the country, around the world, I mean. Hell, even white people aren't the smartest. There's a lot of Asian people that are smarter than white folks. But Somalians are known to be lower barrel. So it's hard to believe that all these government officials were fooled by them. So yeah, they're talking about here, Ohio. Yep, it's going on. Suspend all payments and make every center to prove they are compliant. Yes. All time. Yes. Even citizen centers. Yes, but I'm going to say right now we got to start with the immigrant centers. This is where we're seeing the rot. These immigrants coming in. Somehow immigrants in America get a hand up also. When you immigrate here legally, the government gives you so much time without taxes, paying taxes, set you up in housing. They will actually pay to set you up on a business. Yeah, but they don't do that for Americans. Weird how that is. Or born in American citizens. We're giving them a leg up to be over us. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my throat going. But yeah, I like what Phil Labonte always said. No immigrants, legal or otherwise, come in this country. We have a total moratorium on immigration for 10 years. Maybe more. But he's right. We need a 100% moratorium on immigration for 10 years. Absorb what we got. Well, first, we're going to kick out all the illegal ones that shouldn't be here, and then absorb what we got legally, get them Americanized, and then we'll maybe talk. But we need a moratorium on that. We need a moratorium on giving money to immigrant-owned businesses, especially in Democrat states. But yeah, we'll go after the born-in American citizen ones next. But start where the trouble we already know is at. All right. Let's see. Make them all put proof. Yeah. Well, the thing is, American citizens do put up proof. And I'm going to give you an example from my own profession. As a lot of you know, I'm an auto tech. Hell, wearing a Snap-on t-shirt even still today. We had to compete in our shop against illegal alien-run shops. They don't pay the same taxes. They don't pay the same business license fees. They don't go through the same inspections. And when they do, they get fined. They don't pay it. They don't have to pay their workers the same. They pay them cash under the table. They don't have to give them benefits. They're not paying into Social Security. They're not following the same safety rules. If they do your car and it breaks, they go, whatever. We had to go up against that. They don't follow disposal rules of all the chemicals and tires and waste. They throw them somewhere. We had to go up against that. There were not just our shop, but multiple shops, longtime shops reporting these people, and nothing was ever done on both sides of the river here. It was never done. There's still a shop, still now, I can point out 2 or 3 within 15 minutes of my house. They're 100% illegal, alien owned and run. So yeah, it's everywhere. The government just doesn't do anything about it. Number of countries, multinational fishing companies mess up the Somalian fishing trade and then switch to pirating. Somalians have been doing pirating forever. That's not really true, Rad. There's a history. I watched a bunch of history of Somalia. They've been traditional pirates for a long time. Their country is war-torn. It's been like that for a long time. Long before fishing problems. I watched a couple of documentaries on that as I was trying to see what Somalia is all about. I learned a lot. Somalia's had... they've had a history of piracy. It's been their thing for a couple hundred years or more. Actually, more than that. But it's crazy. They've had problems with war. They've been war-torn. They've had problems. It's not like Venezuela that once was an amazingly rich, great country. Somalia has been kind of a crap hole most of the last 200-300 years. So it's not the fishing thing that did it. They've been a crap hole anyway. They're known. They like I said, their corruption there makes Ukraine look like Garden State. Well, I don't want to put New Jersey up too high. Somalia is yes, it is 100% Sog, and it has been a long time. It has been a long time. I went out to learn. I did some reading and watching some documentaries and learned about Somalia some. And woof, I don't know, dude. If I had a choice, you don't get a choice here. You get one of the two, Somalia or Haiti. I may be going to Haiti, dude. I may be going to Haiti. If I had to choose Somalia or Haiti, whew, it's not nice to say Haiti. It's dislikey. So, yeah. And this is here. I spent 5 minutes looking this one up, and found awful, disgusting inspection results. Yeah, there's a bunch of these you can look up. Domains, safe and sanitary environment, sanitary equipment. Look at this. Look at all this found in an inspection. And this one place. Item, soiled with blood or bodily fluids, not cleaned and sanitized immediately. Blanket sheets were not cleaned weekly when soiled or before use by another child. Probably because they weren't being used. Children's individual blankets and belongings were stored in unsanitary manner. Of course, they weren't being used. Bottles, bottle caps, nipples, and other equipment used for bottle feeding were not cleaned and sanitized in a dishwasher by rinsing. Yeah, they're probably dusty, not being used. Carpets were not vacuumed weekly or cleaned when soiled because they didn't need to. Nobody was there. Did you confirm there were children there? Changing table pad and / pad was not sanitized after each use. Reusable cloths were not being washed daily. Cots pads were not cleaned and sanitized before assigning to a different child. When used by a sick child, or when soiled or at least every 3 months. Cribs not cleaned, sanitized when soiled. Diaper receptacles not cleaned and sanitized daily or more frequently to eliminate odor or just being overfull. Dishes, cups, silverware not cleaned. I mean, dude, look at all this. This is stupid. They weren't using this anyway. I don't know if little Joey'd want to go there. The outdoor area was littered with trash. Yeah, there's images of at least one of these daycares, where there's metal sheeting laying out back where the kids would be supposedly playing. Tell me there were kids out there again. The trash can was missing a lid. The trash can was not emptied. The trash can was overflowing with trash. The trash can was infested with insects. The trash can was visibly dirty. There was broken glass. There were tall weeds. Yeah, because there's nobody there to trample them down. There was poison ivy. There were tree branches. There was mold visible because there were no kids. There were thistles and prickers. That's the way to put it? Okay. There were bird droppings. The sandbox was contaminated because nobody was using these things. This is stupid. There was rust exposed. There were protruding bolts. All of this didn't signal to some jackasses there's no kids here. That didn't signal them, hey, there is no way there's 70 kids running around this facility. The weeds haven't been disturbed by anybody's footfall. There's glass laying there. There's insects everywhere. There's poop. What poop there was. My gods. Oh, that's strange. It doesn't look like 70 kids running around here. Because there wasn't. There were holes. There was splintered wood. There were lead hazards. There were toxic substances. What happened to the other inspections? Before you open, you have to have an inspection. How are you allowed to open with this? My gods, there were tripping hazards. So Joe Biden can't come over. There was chipped and or peeling paint. The sandbox was not covered when the program was closed or during non-daylight hours. Well, it's open 2 to 10. Right? Outdoor equipment was not developmentally appropriate. You mean like the broken glass and the open garbage can with critters all over it? And the tall weeds? Outdoor equipment was placed in the main traffic area because nobody's walking there. Outdoor play equipment was positioned too closely together, posing a risk if a child were to fall from one piece to another. No big deal because they weren't using it. Outdoor equipment was not securely anchored, but did not present a risk of imminent danger of the structure collapsing when children are using it because nobody's using it. They just put it up there to make it look like it. To stupid government inspectors. Outdoor equipment was 30 inches or more from the ground. It did not have appropriate protective barrier. Prevent a child from falling off. Like what? The manufacturer's guidelines for assembly was not followed. Functionally linked equipment was used by preschool-aged children. Show me these kids. Half of all this says this shit was never used. It's crap. Blacked out windows, no cars. That's supposed to be a daycare center, dude. Look at this crap. Blacked out windows. It's just insane. My gods. Jesus. The fact that they expect us to believe this crap. Ugh. All right, let me catch up with you guys real quick. Sorry if I'm wandering a little, guys. Like I said, I'm not feeling the best. I'm trying here. Just checking on Rumble real quick. All right. I expect they had some kids. Yeah, it's probably a few of the kids from the Somali neighborhood. But a lot of people in these areas say they've never seen a child there. They've lived there for years, worked, had businesses right next door for years, never seen a child. It was probably the adults pooping and stuff. It was probably that what's her name? Click, brings her kid in with her to work. You know, the 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. daycare center. A lot of people said they've never seen lights on in the places. A lot of witnesses. I've never seen lights on in the place. Never seen cars in the parking lot. Never seen people dropping off kids. There's Nick Shirley meme now where he's saying, I'm the captain. Yes, I've seen that. Seen that meme. Yeah, but how is somebody allowed to stay open with everything I just read? Everything I just read. How are they allowed to stay open with all those violations? That is insane. That is insane. That's why I don't trust government inspectors on restaurants either. Ew. I grew up in the 70s, 90s in the country. No proof of my idiocracy. What? 9 p.m. Sydney fireworks on right now, the bridge. So it's 9 p.m. tomorrow. So you got what? 3 hours. Wait, do the Somalis use litter boxes like furries? No, they just poop anywhere. You know, like how India poops in the same water they bathe in? Ew. So yeah. I don't think this is the guy. Oh, the guy tried to say you guys, the Department of Children, he was closed a week ago. Yeah, is this that? Yeah, the guy's screaming at him. It's like, you were closed a week ago? Whatever. Then he talks about how there's people that were there. The guy gives two different stories. All right, where are we at here on time? I'm trying to watch my time, really, for been on an hour. Okay. Anyone who inspected these centers needs to be investigated? Oh, 100%. I don't care. If they wrote that down, that's documentation we get our hands on. Who above saw that and didn't go, why didn't you close this place? That's, I mean, the inspectors saw it. The people above saw it. The people above saw it. The computers. Once again, computers, guys. Doesn't the computer be going, wait a minute, why are there 4 of these businesses on the same address? Why is this phone number Tim Walls' office phone number that tells his itinerary? Computers would have called out half of this easy. But yes, the inspector should be fired. Anybody who saw those inspections should be fired. I know the Florida Iman had 3 stories. Yeah. Version of Sly not knowing a 3 seashells. Oh, yeah. Jimmy. You know how the 3 seashells work? Trying to see. Oh, this one is hilarious. This is Columbus, Ohio. I don't know if you guys saw this one. The scam epidemic in this community's off charts. This is this guy, this lady. She's not the one doing it, but there's somebody coming up doing this. Another child care center in Columbus, Ohio, busted for massive fraud. Once again, run by Somalis. And once again, it looks like the ones in Minnesota. Blacked out. Nothing going on there. Scam epidemic in this country is off the charts. Lock every last one of them up, from the scammers to the politicians cashing checks. Yes. And let me dispel another myth. The myth of the break, the holiday break. I grew up, my parents both worked. I went to daycare centers. So my brother, those daycare centers weren't closed like your normal, grade school, junior high, and high school for 2 weeks at a time or 3 weeks at a time for your break. Parents still had to work. Parents still worked. They only get a few days off for the holidays or 2-3 days. Those daycare centers are open. I went to daycare centers except for the few days my parents had off. Or if they had a neighbor to watch us. But yeah, the daycare centers were open. So them asking like a daycare center is just like your normal grade school. It has a 2-3 week shutdown. A lot of them do not. You can drive right by a bunch of my daycare centers. There's one not too far from me down the street. It was just open. It's not that false thing about, plus, once again, we were talking about Muslims. Even if they're just watching their own kids, why are they closed? They don't celebrate Christmas. So yeah, let's talk to this friendly looking lady. Oh man, dude, she looks like somebody out of an old Doctor Who episode. Dude, okay, I'm sorry, but that jacket and that weird, that colored burqa, is that what it is she's wearing? It makes her look like a hot dog in a bun. Doesn't it? Look at it. She's a hot dog. She's a hot dog in a bun. My gosh. Ah! Why? I'm not going to say that. That might be too far. Why do they almost all look alike? Okay. There we go. Oh, wrong one. Rebooting. All right.
Today I'm showing you 161 Childcare in Columbus, Ohio.
And as you can see, it does not look like a child care center at all. It is locked. It says it's open. There's a little desk right there, but the ceiling's all falling out and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is.
And if you come around back, you can see that this place is just a total dump.
That's if they're bringing my kids.
Literal just debris everywhere.
Oh my God, you know what it looks like? It looks like an old country kitchen. It looks like an old restaurant, like a country kitchen restaurant. Or Sambo's or Denny's or something.
This is a question. How do you enroll? How do you enroll your children here? You can't do that?
The stupidity of all of them to say, well, you can't enroll a kid. Do you have paperwork? Dude, if you're at least going to have a brain, this is how they're used to not being challenged. They don't even have paperwork to hand you to fake it. Hey, here's some stuff to sign your kid up. Nothing. And I'm sorry, she still looks like a hot dog. That jacket's like bun colored. She looks like a friggin' hot dog. But yeah, they don't even have the balls to actually have something. They're just not used to being challenged.
No kids? So how can I enroll my children? It says you get public money through. You get public money through Ohio. You get money through the state of Ohio. This is a...
Hey, you know what's funny? Here's how often they do stuff. If you look in the background in this, right above her head to my left, it says, "Hello, spring." It's winter. You're going to tell me they've had kids there and they left spring up? How learning is that? They got another sign where it says learn. Learn and grow, but they have spring up. Hello, spring. It's almost January, folks. You really think they have kids in there? I've never seen a daycare center that leaves all this seasonal stuff up wrong. One of the big things they do is change everything for the seasons for the kids. Ain't no kids going in here. Hello, spring. By the hot dog lady here.
This is the money that gets...
Not open to you. She said, not open to you. She actually says, not open to you. Like one told Nick Shirley, not to white kids. Not open to you. I still wish I knew what they thought the three seashells did. I think you can look that up, Rad. I think there's people that talked about that. All right. Probably day function front and back and one air dryer, yeah? It probably uses sonics or a laser to clean your bunghole. So don't turn that thing up too high. She's a kangaroo. I still say she looks like an Oscar Mayer wiener. I'm not trying to pick on Oscar Mayer. Well, clothing with your face exposed makes me think weak spot. Target-like game. Yeah. Yeah. It looks like an old episode of Doctor Who or something. The weird characters and the weird outfits. I know some people go, that's our traditional clothing. Sorry. If you see how I dress sometimes, feel free to call my clothing weird. Muslims, the untouchables. Yeah, 100%, Sog, you're right. Especially in your country. And I'm not being mean. It's true. Ugh. But yeah. See, they're all everybody's talking about it. Columbus, Ohio. So let's head back here. This is Columbus, Ohio again.
Owned by Somalians and stuff like that.
Have you ever seen any kids in this place here?
No, not that I know of. I just seen it, the building itself. I've never seen nobody come out the building or go into the building.
You've never seen anybody over there?
No, not at all.
So right now we are in front of the Great Minds Learning Academy.
Hey, at least they spell learning right. That is a crappy sign. Dude, it looks like an old bar. I don't know about you, but I don't know how the daycare centers are in your countries, guys. Our daycare centers do not look like this. The very fact that doesn't set off a government employee. Big steel door, no windows, no nothing cool, just a nasty tenement-looking building. No room to park on a busy street to pick up your kids. No daycare center allows that. Little children on a busy street. Parents will what? Park right there in the busy street to bring their kids in and out or come down a narrow sidewalk like? No. Government people know this is going on. 100%.
This is one of the many daycare centers, learning centers here in Columbus, Ohio that are associated with the Somali community. As you know, Nick Shirley put out a bombshell report about all these fraudulent daycare facilities in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So we wanted to come out to Columbus, Ohio and investigate what might be going on in the second largest Somali community in the United States of America. So this place here is the first place we're going to knock, and we're going to see if anybody picks up or answers the door. Let's see.
That's some inviting looking daycare center. In fairness, that was a real weak knock. Ting, 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 because I don't want anybody to answer. No, that was a real weak knock. But that's just me. Sorry, guys, about coughing.
So, it's locked. We're ringing the doorbell here. Knocking on the door. Nobody's picking up. So we're not sure what the hell's going on here, but...
Like I said, by the way, even if this was filmed any day but Christmas, there's a good chance it would have been open. Because the daycare center right down the street from me today was open today. Another one I drove by was open today. So it's not like they take a 2-3 week holiday. Maybe some do. But all the ones I drove by are open. So this BS from the lefties, the Krasensteins, whatever. Christmas holiday. No.
We're gonna get out of here. Now there's somebody over there. How you doing, sir? I'm sure you see the reports over the weekend about all the daycare centers in Minnesota. We just wanted to see what was going on. Did you know anything about this place here?
It's a daycare center owned by Somalians and stuff like that.
Do you ever see any kids there?
Not because they use the back door, so I won't know if they is.
They use the back door.
Yeah, I've never seen nobody come in here, but they use the back door.
But have you ever seen any kid? You live around here?
Yeah, on this building right here.
Oh, you're in this building?
Yeah.
You're in this building too? Let me ask you, have you ever seen any kids in this place here?
No, not that I know of. They use the back, so I've never seen nobody come out the front.
You've never seen anybody over there?
I'm going to be fair. If they use the back, dude, you better go around back.
No, not at all.
Is that where you saw the wiener chick?
The building itself, I've never seen nobody come out the building or go into the building.
So we came to the back, just like those guys suggested.
Oh my God.
And
this is the daycare entrance?
There's nothing here. You know, we can keep poking around, but there's so many of these centers to go to. We're just getting started.
Dude, look at that door behind him. You got a big concrete block and weeds and stuff. You're going to tell me there's people bringing children in and out of here? Give me a break. There are no kids going in and out of here. Nobody's bringing their kids through this jail-looking thing. These big metal steps. You can tell me some child ain't going to get away and mom's not going to know it. Ting, 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 ting down those steps. Come on. This breaks every code I've ever seen from a daycare center. This is crazy. They expect people to believe this.
So we're going to go around the city. We're going to go to a few more of these places. We're going to see if we can get anybody to talk to us. Stay tuned.
Good grief. I don't know. That looks pretty crappy. More fraud from 2019 in Ohio.
The source explains daycares that accept government assistance are paid once a child is swiped in as attending. Those swipes used to occur on credit card machines like these.
When the child's not there, the daycare is still swiping these cards because
all they got to do is have a card. Look at that. Zing, zing, zing. That's all they do. They pay one of these hot dog kangaroo looking people to go in and go zing, zing, zing a couple times a day. Done. That's it.
they get the cards from the parents.
And when they swipe the card, the daycare gets paid.
Correct.
So they're swiping the cards even when the children aren't attending the daycares?
Correct.
Westerville Child Care is accused of overbilling the state by $113,000. We made contact with Administrator Halima Omar.
Hey, look at that. Well, isn't that a coincidence? This is 2019. Isn't that a coincidence? Well, ain't that special?
So I understand. You're saying there's no issue.
We have no problem. We are good to go.
This October 2017 fraud.
I'm going to ask another question. Obviously, they're not bringing in American kids, American-born children. They barely speak English. You're going to screw a kid up who's trying to learn a language? I don't care what country you're in. But if the person doesn't barely speak your language in an understandable way, imagine a child who's just learning to speak properly, learning phonetics. Holy crap, that would screw a kid up. There's no way that the state's going to go, yeah, that's fine.
Referral sheet sent to the state claims that all children were signed out on the attendance sheet. However, there were 160
to 170 of the swipes were done between 9:58 and 10:14 p.m. That sounds like the time that the daycare centers show in Minnesota there. 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Look, these people got to be there a certain amount of time, then they just swipe them out. Nobody thought it was funny that 10 p.m.-ish, people are suddenly swiping kids out. 160 kids, parents, are keeping their 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds out till 10 o'clock at night? Well, that's when they're picking them up? Tell me another one. Between 9:58 and 10:14, 160, 170 swipes. Or 160 of the 170. So the 10 kids there were probably their Somalian kids' actual children that they brought with them. The other 160 were fake. I have their total enrollment based on attendance records at 115. So the total attendance roll says 115, but they're having 170 swipes. There's whole thing stinks.
of 170 swipes between 9:58 and 10:14 p.m. The total enrollment there is
nothing to see here. No,
115.
nothing to see.
The owner of Westerville Child Care refutes the claim of overbilling. Omar says she had not seen the letter, even though we provided a copy to another employee a week before this interview.
Bull.
You're claiming no fraud
Bull.
occurred.
No fraud within us. So I don't know. I actually don't know. Nobody came to me and told me there's a fraud going on here.
Oh my God. She talks like Jar Jar Binks. Misa, see no fraud. Misa, no. Misa, no fraud. Misa, just watch your kids. Sorry. That was unfriendly. She said, Misa, no fraud. She's Jar Jar Binks. I stopped at the perfect time.
And I believe if there is a fraud, according to me, I don't think a daycare will be working on if there's a fraud.
Dude, look at her in English. You're going to tell me we're going to let somebody that talks worse than Yoda go and have kids there? American-born children? My butt. You were going to screw some kids up. Misa, say hello. Sorry, that's all I'm getting is Jar Jar Binks now. Oh my God, I'm gonna be Jar Jar Binksing all the Somalians from now on. Misa, no fraud.
I don't think so.
10 investigators found this problem is widespread all over the state. We found Cincinnati daycares were overpaid by nearly $200,000. In Cleveland, by more than $300,000. And in Toledo, one daycare.
And remember, these are the only ones we know about. What about and these are just daycares. What about all the other stuff? Good grief. This is insanity. It's going to spread. This is going to come out in other states.
The source
this is going to be crazy.
Today I'm showing you 161 child care.
There we go.
Daycares.
I'm going to go down and turn the sound off on these. Or sometimes they'll play. They'll play again, and then they start making noise. So you got to turn the sound off after you do it on here. Yep, okay. So yeah, kind of crazy. It's going to spread. Now, I saved this near the end, but there's no way the Red Somalians came up with this idea on their own. Oh, I'd say you're wrong, Jimmy. Even a total retard can have one thing they're good at. When you grow up in a society, as part of society, that's whole identity, or it's natural, born into you. Just like most of us, opening a pop can tab, most kids never had to be taught. It's just ingrained in us anymore. There's certain things like that. It's like your dog does certain things. It's been your breed of dog. It has to be taught. To the Somalians, being corrupt is built into them. They know how to be corrupt. I'm sorry, it's just fact. Look at their country. Look at the fact that 89% of them are on government bennies in Minnesota. They know how to be corrupt. They know how to thief money. Remember, they're pirates. They've been pirates for generation and generation and generation. They know how to pirate. And it doesn't matter. Even if you want to say, yeah, they're too stupid, not all Somalians are that stupid. The average IQ is really bad. Really bad. It's not because they're uneducated. It's because they really have low IQ. But there's going to be some higher ups. There's going to be some that do have 100, 110 IQ. They're going, oh yeah, they know the rest of their people are stupid. They use them. There's always going to be that final boss. It's a big boss brain that knows how to do it. The back entrance is non-compliant. Yeah, it's crap. It's crap. The only people bringing their kids in out of either of those doors every day. They don't accept white kids, and that's racist. Yeah. Well, that's what they said to Nick Shirley. Not white kids. Okay. Doesn't that make it racist? No. Because I've been told I can't be racist against white people. Somalia has the biggest remittances in all the world. Yes. Yeah, because we're sending it back to fund the wars. Ilhan's dad was not a good guy. He was a bad guy. And I'm sure that she's sending money back to go after the people who went after her family. There's tons of that going on. I saw a comedian earlier talking about they're all from Tatooine. He stopped using the sand slur. Oh, the sand people? I'll just use Jar Jar Binks. Misa not no. That's what she said. She had said Misa. That was it. Now it's stuck in my head. Now from now on, all Somalians, I'm gonna hear Jar Jar Binks. All right, here we go. Here we have my favorite retard. Jessica Torlov just lied about Nick Shirley. Well, that's every time she breathes. This woman has a hard time telling the truth at all. Saying he didn't uncover Somali fraud in Minnesota. Nick Shirley, there's no way this kid walking around uncovered $100 million worth of fraud on his own. No, he had help. He had the guy there that's been studying this for years. Jessica is too big for the left to even believe. Yes, he did, with the help of David, the legend feature in Nick Shirley's footage, who did some of the questioning as well. Yeah, he's been going after this for years. He had paperwork upon paperwork that was leading Nick around. This is how you know he's over target. Yep. God, this woman, I know why they keep bringing her on. Drives views, but it drives me nuts. All right.
Nick Shirley's reporting there's no way that this kid walking around uncovered $100 million worth of fraud on his own.
Why? Because he's a white male? And you know white men are stupid. Why? Why do you think that? This guy has got a history of doing some pretty good stuff on YouTube already. And he walked you through it. He walked you through it, Jessica. Had David with him. But no.
And tons of people working behind the scenes quietly, including independent local journalists that have been exposing this. I don't know about the veracity of every single thing that he's gone and seen. That's being debated online. But obviously, there's a huge problem here. It does Democrats no favors to get partisan about this and to dig in and say, oh, it absolutely couldn't be happening because it's my team that this happened to. Nick Shirley's reporting there's no way that this kid walking around uncovered $100 million favors to get partisan about this
that was
and
the
to
end.
dig in and say, oh, it absolutely couldn't be happening because it's my team that this happened to.
Yeah. She's absolutely stupid. Oh, he couldn't have found this because us Democrats are so above reproach. Now, if this was Orange Man, he could have found $99 billion worth of fraud in 4 minutes. So, yeah, Nick visited Latin prisons for tours of the inmates and their programs. Yeah, he's been to Ukraine. Yeah, I find him more impressive than the other guy. And I'm not picking on the other guy. I forgot his name. My God. Come on, Cam Higbee. I actually didn't like him at first, but I've come up to think a lot more of him, too. But Nick Shirley is, I'm sorry, he's not picking on Cam. He's head and shoulders above him. He's kind of a real, Nick Shirley is like an old day throwback. He is really doing journalism and real investigative journalism. He's doing what Tim Pool talks about, what he used to do. Going out on the sites. And that's what Nick Shirley's doing. More power to the guy, but his parents are proud. But Jessica, she can't have this. She just can't. That is the perfect frozen face for her. I will not believe it. So yeah, 2015 BACA surveillance footage. We played this the other night. Kids walking in, right back out. But they showed they were signed in. All right. We could talk about that another day, but just a quick aside here. My channel, I get to go aside. This is from the 2020, the election from Carrie Lake was in with Katie Holmes. Was it Katie Holmes? Not Katie Holmes. Katie, what's her name? Shit. I forgot her name. It is Katie Hobbs. One of the most shocking findings during the Arizona State Senate audit of the 2020 election confirms Katie Hobbs, a woman who was running, who got to be in charge of the election. That is insane. Utilized her single greatest crime of 2020 for the 2022 election. 25% of all 2020 mail-in ballots, equaling 420,987 ballots out of 1.9 million, were confirmed to have no signature match whatsoever. This is just in Maricopa County. Fulton County, meanwhile, simply refused to verify over 148,000 signatures altogether. So those were Carrie Lake. We're just not going to certify those. Yeah, boy, that right there, that Katie Hobbs should be in jail, should be removed from office right now. She did not win this. I'll say it clearly, she did not win. And the fact that the courts are letting this stand with all this evidence, that's why I don't have faith in arrests. I don't have faith in anything getting done. I just don't know if things are going to get done. That right here, Katie Hobbs should be removed. She should be removed and investigated. Right now. Done. It's insanity. And when they took to court on the failing to do proper signature verification, the scumball Maricopa judge said, well, too bad. Yep, too bad. Don't care. Yep. Yeah, the lady who was running was involved inside the ballot rooms during the counting. Should never have been allowed. Insanity. So, okay, that was just something small. All right. Most of the mainstream media isn't covering the fraud. No, they're not. They're not. They are desperate not to talk about it. They are very desperate not to talk about it. I thought I'd put that up there. Just a giggle for you guys. They're desperate not to talk about it at all. I mean, 100% desperate. It's insane how they don't want to talk about it. I learned how to read diploma, Gavin Newscomb. AI is getting scary. It helped me make my thumbnail tonight. It did actually pretty good, I think. If you've seen my thumbnail, I like it. All right. This is our last major thing we're going to talk about. HUD Secretary Turner has discovered $5 billion in potentially fraudulent payments to illegals and dead people. This is during the Biden administration. Just those 4 years. Rampant rental assistance fraud was found in New York City, D.C., and other blue cities. It was a Biden program, so Biden's head secretary should be arrested. Yeah, insane amounts of dead folks. There were dead folks getting these things. Isn't that weird? Dead people and migrants were getting this.
You know, during the Biden administration, there were over 12 million illegal aliens that came over the border, straining our housing supply and making the costs go up. And so we worked with Secretary Noem at DHS, as you alluded.
Think about this. They were doing mortgage help for illegal migrants, not American citizens. Now we're going to help an American citizen buy a house. Americans have enough troubles owning houses and everything else, but we're going to have government assisted for illegals. Aren't even supposed to be here. These aren't legal migrants, illegal immigrants. Stop calling them migrants, illegal immigrants. They immigrated here illegally. It is a perfect descriptor. We're going to help give them houses.
To make sure that only American citizens are living in HUD-funded housing. We also took away FHA-backed mortgages from illegal aliens during the Biden administration. They turned a blind eye. But we're going to keep the law to make sure that these mortgages, which are backed by the taxpayer, go only to the American people. And lastly,
I'm shocked. We're not even supposed to be here, but we're going to give you a home, help you buy a home with our American citizens, taxpayer dollars. American citizens can't own a house, but we're going to help you own one over an American citizen. F me.
Mandating that every public housing authority give us a comprehensive account who's living in every unit in taxpayer HUD-funded housing.
Wow. Actually, Dave, was another impact of that wide open border. Absolutely.
You know, during the Biden administration.
Just nuts. And they're finding out that a lot of these people are dead. They're dead. They were dead people. So, yay. So, it's stupidity. It's one nation under fraud. Yeah. With tyranny and injustice for all. Yep. Department of Government Efficiency. Doge 2.0 is off to an incredible start. So, are they doing a Doge 2.0? I didn't know. Can't keep up. Miss me yet? No. Yep. $5.8 billion in questionable rental assistance payments. That's just under the Biden administration. $5.8 billion. You look at the amount of money our government is wasting. Or being defrauded or giving away or laundering or whatever. It's scary. Private funded ballroom. Legacy Media. Taxpayer-funded billion-dollar fraud operation. Legacy Media. There you go. See, they're not talking about it. Not talking about it, Jimmy. Yeah. Marsha Fudge. Some names, you just can't make it up. Arrest Marsha Fudge, Biden's HUD secretary immediately. 100%. 100%. All right, so that's about the last serious thing to talk about. This is something, and I give credit where credit is due. I was doing some treatments, and I was cooking dinner. I saw Geeks and Gamers, were on Tuesday night's main event. They played this, but they actually played the Kung Fury too. But this is crazy here. I was trying to find Kung Fury 2. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on, that's one I really wanted to show you with Hasselhoff. It's on YouTube. Hang on. I gotta do it this way. I don't know if you guys have seen this. The new Mortal Kombat trailer looks really good. But I like my thumbnail. I thought that was a really good thumbnail. Too bad the thumbnail's better than I am. That sucks. The thumbnail's better than me. Alright, This right here. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is insane. I don't know if
With
I can
AI.
play this or not. You know, I know they played it. They played it on Geeks and Gamers tonight. So if I get taken down for this, why aren't they taking them down? Just saying. But this is insanely cool. I'll mute and let this play. You can check out their ad if you like. contentcreator.com/AI. I chuckled when I hear someone say greatest country on earth. Sorry, but clearly not the best it could be. No, but we are still the greatest country on earth. Sorry. Fact. But no, we aren't near as good as we should be. Corruption has taken over. Corruption has clearly taken over. All right, here. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Kung Fury with David Hasselhoff. It's like 30 minutes long, older. And it was supposed to be a parody. But this is hilarious. Right back, they got Knight Rider, they got Predator. This is supposed to be set in the 80s, and it's kitschy on purpose. And I don't know if I'm going to get hit for this or not. But it is flippin' hilarious. It is flippin' great. If they and this movie was, from what they were saying on Tuesday Night's Main Event, this movie was finished 5 years ago and has been sitting in production limbo because the theater or the company that has it doesn't know if they want to release it. Oh, but they're being chickens with it. If they release this, it will sell. You will not be able to get a ticket in a theater, get your butt in a seat for months. This is just epic. So I don't know if I'm going to get hit or not. We'll stop and talk. But get ready for this. Hang on to yourself. So yeah. Starts off very 80s. I mean, look at all the stuff in the background. And you got Terminator and Miami Vice. It's just epic. It has the whole feel. This movie must come out. It just has to. Here, hang on. I'll make myself a little smaller. No, I'm not going to, because I don't want to get... The more I'm kind of sized in there and talking, the less trouble I have a chance of getting into. So apologies for that.
City overrun with crime.
Here, let me back up.
In a city overrun with crime. In a time ruled by chaos. The world's #1 rock band is also the world's greatest crime-fighting team. They are the Thundercops. Barbariana. Tricerica.
Dynamite? Dynamite! Dude, wait till you see who is in this. You are going to, if you haven't seen this, or wasn't watching Tuesday Night's Main Event earlier, which honestly you should, I have no problem talking about a channel that's really good and something I enjoy. Dude, this is freaky. Yeah, I'm going to stop it. I'm not going to stop it every 5 seconds, but... but, trust me, this is so worth it. But they played it all the way through almost without stopping. They stopped maybe 2-3 times this whole 10-minute thing. But this... Dude, if this movie comes out, I'm already sold. From what you've seen already. Come on, aren't you sold already? This is amazing.
Hacker Man and Kung Fury.
What are you gonna do, Kung Fury?
My job. Shit, Kung Fury. They're on a mission to clean up the streets. But when the worst criminal of all time.
Oh yeah, it's who you think it is. It's who you think it is. It's your buddy Adolf. Oh my God. This is insane. And they got the faux Dr. Doom. Like I said, this was finished like 5 years ago. This is crazy. It's just so goofy. It would work. I'm telling you. It looks pants? Does that mean crazy? It does look pants. But that's the point of it. It's supposed to be just all out insanity. But come on, look at the movies they've been shoving in front of our face. This looks amazing. I would watch this in a theater, and don't tell me you wouldn't, Sog. You would go see this in a theater. No, yeah, Charlie Chaplin. No, that's your buddy Adolf. Well, not your buddy. You know what I mean, though. Everybody's favorite person from history.
unleashes an army of darkness on Miami. It's time for the Thunder Cops to take down the Kung Fuhrer.
The Kung Fuhrer. You got it now? The Kung Fuhrer.
Yeah. And send Adolf Hitler to Adolf Hitler.
Sieg fail.
Strap in. Gear up. Hang on for the ultimate action epic thrill ride.
Come on.
Fury, the movie.
Tell me you wouldn't watch this. And this is only part of this. Multiple trailer bits of this. Tell me you wouldn't watch this. Come on. you're pretty someone that hates. I get it. What's my man? Okay. Just making sure, man. Because I know sometimes things don't translate. Especially from my language. Because I speak mutt English no matter what. But dude, come on. Tell me just from that one you wouldn't watch this? Bull. I'm going to say every one of you would sit down and watch this. That's just the first part. It gets even better. All right, I'm checking. Rumble, a couple people over there. How you doing, Rumblers? Rumble's been outdoing the YouTube views. They need to bring back more movies like Airplane. I don't think they can. One, a lot of people these days aren't smart enough to really pick up on all those jokes. Two, oh my God, that is so not cool. They can't. They'd have to make Airplane for modern audiences. Imagine trying to make Blazing Saddles today. Wouldn't work. All right, now this goes on. Like I said, that's only 1:32. Watch this crap.
Well, I've had it up to here with you damn Thunder Cops. All this Nazi fighting's a waste of my goddamn time. Lucky for you, the President of the United States, he disagrees. So, he's giving your task force a new leader.
Dude, do you see who that is? They talked about this, dude. I'm like, I thought it was who it is, but oh my God, it's crazy. Watch his face. All right, who is that? Don't Googling. Who is that? You're gonna crap yourself if you don't already recognize him. Pick the worst time to give up sniffing glue. Yep. Now the solid waste is in the rotary oscillator. Dude, who is that? I'm trying to wait because I'm wiggling in my seat because it's crazy who that is. Oh, there's a Pepper cat behind me. Jax is taking a vacation. Pepper's his stand-in. No idea. It's Michael Fassbender. That's Michael Fassbender. Yeah, it is. It's crazy. He did this movie. It's done. They just won't release it.
Michael Fassbender is Colt Magnum. The best goddamn FBI agent in the world.
Fury, meet your new partner.
I hear you're the best Miami's got. That means dick all to me. You want to catch Nazis? Then you follow my code.
We follow the police manual.
I play by 2 rules. Rule 1. In this fucked up zoo of life, there are too many lions trying to eat the innocent monkeys. So when a lion gets loose, I eat that goddamn lion. I eat its ears, nose, testicles, the whole kit and caboodle. Then the other lions realize it's pretty fucked up, and they stay in their stupid cages.
Come on. Come on. Tell me you won't go watch this if they release it. Tell me you won't be in line the first night to go see this. It is just so whacked. You've got to. Might as well bring back Toxic Avengers and Chud. Hey, I like Chud. And Toxic Avengers wasn't bad. He was like Tom Hiddleston at some points, yeah. But it was Michael Fassbender. Could you believe? With his acting ability, he went and did this. That just says a lot right there, Lee.
I eat lions every goddamn day. If you're not prepared to do the same, then you hang up that hat, walk out that door, and you never come back. Catch
Nice
my
hat.
drift, compadre.
I'm not your goddamn compadre, fuckstash.
I don't give a shit what you are. You want to make a justice omelet?
Let's crack some primary.
Boom!
You never told us your second rule.
Come on! Tell me you won't go see that. Come on, it is perfectly ridiculous. Just watch this. This is peak amazingness.
Let's crack some primary. You never told us your second rule.
Rule 2. Stay out of my way.
One's a no bullshit renegade FBI agent. The other is a no bullshit renegade cop.
He shot one bottle and they all exploded. Come on. Seriously. Tell me you wouldn't go see this.
They may not see eye to eye, but when push comes to shove, they have each other's back.
I think it's time we stop using rule number 2. I don't want you to stay out of my way. I want you to stay in my way. You're like a goddamn brother to me, Fury.
You're the best damn cop I've ever seen.
Damn right you'd go watch this. I would love this. This is epic. It is peak craziness. Oh my God, you don't need to be on any illicit substances. It just does it for you. It's like, yep, you don't need that stuff. Just sit down and enjoy this.
Nothing will ever tear us apart.
But when a mysterious threat cuts Colt Magnum out of the picture,
Taekwondo.
Taekwondo. Oh my God. I love movie theaters, but yeah, they need to crack down on people dicking with their cell phones and talking, because it does mess it up. There's a reason I don't go to a lot of movies because of that. They'll talk, especially certain feminine types of a certain demographic, and they'll talk loud, and they'll keep the screen on when you're trying to watch a movie. Yeah, it needs to stop. I will say that. I have told people to shut up before. Yeah, I don't go to the movies that much because of it either, but tell me you wouldn't go for this. Only in theaters. Will never be released on streaming. You'd go.
Fury makes it his mission to find the killer and make them pay. Kung Fury, the movie.
And they do have Hasselhoff in this.
That was when Kung Fury quit the Thundercops for good.
The Thundercops are stupid. Teamwork is bullshit. From now on, I work alone.
Kung Fury, Ray Porter, CRJ5, Miami News.
That name. Did you hear the name? Hear the name? Listen to the name.
Kung Fury, Ray Porter, CRJ5, Miami News.
That's a name. I'm not going to say it. Hey, Kay, we're just finishing up the stream with the most insane movie trailer I've ever seen, and I want to see it so bad if they ever release it. It was finished 5 years ago. It's called Kung Fury 2. It's kind of made off of an old David Hasselhoff movie. It was only like 30 minutes long. It was supposed to be crazy. It's supposed to be kitschy. It was supposed to be just weirdo, wacko, funny. And this is even better. So we're going through the 10 minutes worth of trailers here. And I'm trying to do enough not to get myself in trouble, even though Geeks and Gamers played the whole thing without barely an interruption. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But if you want to, go look this up. Kung Fury 2 movie trailer. It's 10 minutes and 49 seconds long, something like that. But go look it up. It is crazy. But this is just nuts. Or you can scan back, too. If you go back and listen to what she says her name is, I ain't saying nothing on that. But this is peak insanity. And I'm telling you right now, I'd go see this in the theater. I would go in an instant. It's supposed to be insane, and it is.
Sorry, babe. I don't do autographs.
Tonight's top story. Crime rates are going through the roof, and Kung Fury's doing nothing to stop it. How does it feel?
I talked about my feelings once. Got a damn good cop killed.
I found this at a crime scene today.
Son of a bitch.
But it turns out Adolf Hitler is still alive.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, sooner or later, if lefties get their hands on this, they're going to say this guy on the left here, see, that's Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump. But yeah, Kay, if you go back and watch this from the beginning, Michael Fassbender's in it. You'll see him in a while, too, but Michael Fassbender did this.
How the hell is he still alive? I threw that son of a bitch into a volcano.
Dude, look at the backgrounds, the tilt-a-whirl moving in the back, and all the octopus. All the neon lighting, the hairdos, the clothes, everything. It is so over the top.
We have assembled the most
Look at that.
villains from across time to aid with our attack.
Now
Boner?
he's taking...
Boner? Ninja Guar. But the one guy's name was Boner. I gave it away, too, who's in it also.
From across time to aid with
Watch
our
these
attack.
people. Benito, Ninja Guar, Super Death, Saber Death, Samiraj, and Boner. Boner's my... Watch this. This is the president. Like I said, this was finished 5 years ago, and they still won't seem to want to release it. Watch who the president is. This is great. Fassbender, and look who else is in this.
America. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the President of the United States.
Come on!
Must be after our deadliest weapon. The Patriot. Time to take out the trash.
I know a shortcut using my second greatest invention, the internet.
Remember, this is set in the 80s. There are people who not understand that problem, who've never heard that. They will never have heard that sound. They have no clue. What do you mean? The internet's just instant. It's just, this is so fever dream over the top. Every neon blast, everything is just amazing. Not spending money to see that? Okay. This is peak fun. It's supposed to be over the top, insane, and goofy. That's the point. It is peak craziness. A buddy and I went to the last Transformer movie. There was 7 people. The guy got his ass whooped talking on his phone. Yeah. Well, Jimmy, you can't pirate this one because it's not out. They've never released it. They're sitting on this. They've been sitting on this for 5 years. Dude, they gotta release this. I would own this on Blu-ray in an instant. Come on.
Now, only Kung Fury and
Set in the 80s. Look, there he is. Hasselhoff. Oh, Lord.
Cops can help the president stop Hitler before he...
You had President Schwarzenegger versus Adolf Hitler, guys. Come on. Beat that.
Can help the president stop Hitler before he unleashes his most diabolical weapon.
Ready for this?
Holy shit. Gunshocks.
Gunchucks. Need I say more? That right there is a movie that deserves to be seen. Gunchucks. Gunchucks. Kay, I know if this movie isn't your taste, but go back and we did talk about a lot of the Minnesota, Ohio fraud issues and a little bit about HUD housing finding Possible Biden administration, $5.8 billion of fraud there, too. So you don't have to watch this, but gun chucks. I'm sold. Gun chucks. Great.
You and me, Taekwondo. This ends now.
There's just one thing he didn't count.
Power Glove. Nintendo Power Glove. Come on. Oh no!
I thought you were dead.
No.
No.
I was your
Nope.
partner. It was
Nope.
all a cover. I joined the Nazis and became Taekwondo. I was a bad guy the whole time.
Good. Because I secretly wish you were a bad guy anyway, because you're such a shitty partner and friend.
Good, because that really nice heartfelt card I got you for your birthday was actually for somebody else. I didn't even know it was your birthday.
I don't even remember what birthday card you're talking about because I probably threw it away without looking at it because I don't care.
It was on your desk for 6 months. Not that I noticed.
That was another card that happened to be the same card, but from somebody else way cooler.
Nobody cool ever gave you a card for anything, because you're a piece of shit cop.
Oh, just fucking get him, will you?
Sorry, it's supposed to be over the top. It's insane. And it's better than 90% of the movies that are released every year. I mean, this goes back to the insanity of, like you guys said, Airplane and Blazing Saddles. And maybe amps it up a little.
You were all waiting.
Now, Kung Fury is traveling across time and space to reunite the Thunder Cops.
Come on. A dinosaur reaching for a 747. Where are you going to find that? That right there. Come on. Gunchucks and that. It's in the genre, so it's so bad that it's good. Exactly. We all have one of those movies. Doesn't matter what your taste is. We all have one of those movies that is universally considered horrid, but we love it. We all have one. This could be mine. I mean, come on. You're not beating that. Oh, my God. And it looks so oversaturated neon 80s. What's that called? Vaporwave look?
The Thunder Cops.
Call in the Thunder Cops.
Right away, Kung Fury.
For their biggest mission.
Did you see that? The Hoff 9000? The computer in his car is called the Hoff 9000. Even got the radio right. Look at that. It's like an old Clarion radio of the day. The little buttons. Oh my God. Tape player. Oh, that just looks. They really put the time into the look, guys. If anything, you just have to watch it. Just look at the look they got. And how much detail they put in this.
For their biggest mission yet.
The flying cars, dude. All right, wait a minute. I want to see if I can get a picture of it. I don't know if I can. Here, I'll hit play. There, that. Look at that. See this car on the left? Be right above my head over here. Dude, tell me what 80s cartoon has a car that does something like that. There you go. There's a poll for you. What 80s cartoon has a flying car where the wing doors open up like wings? Let me know. I'll watch the chat.
Their biggest mission yet.
I'm here to kick some Nazi ass and to smoke some cigars.
Thunder Cops.
Come on. Like I said, just look at this. Look at this. That's a movie scene. That's a fever dream of amazing horridness. It's going to be so amazing it's going to be bad, and so bad it's going to be amazing if they release it. I like how the president is riding the dinosaur, the velociraptor. That is President Schwarzenegger on this velociraptor I'm circling. Right by the side of my head. ding. Chat thing locked. There we go. Looks like a Ferrari. Well, yes, it was Mask, Jimmy. 100% Mask.
Thundercops! Time to take down this asshole.
From the creators of the smash hit,
that's a Lamborghini.
Fury, comes the greatest movie of all time.
Oh yeah, you saw that.
Comes the greatest movie of all time.
The Nazis stole Thor's hammer. They destroyed my village. We can't let them get away with this.
Oh my god. Sold yet? Now we have Transformer Megazord battles. What? This is peak insanity. I'm sorry, I'm loving this. I know I'm a dork, but...
Starring David Sandberg, Michael Fassbender, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Alexandra Shipp, Jorma Taccone, Eileen Young, Leopard Nilsson, Dynamite, Tricerica, and David Hasselhoff as Hawk 9000.
It's like Automan, the 80s show. They put a lot of 80s stuff in here. The more I see it, the more I know won't watch it. Damn, I'm disappointed in you, dude. This is amazing. This is amazing goofiness. And they threw every 80s thing in here they could. I mean, that car, Hoffman turning into that's Automan, an old 80s TV.
We need to save those damn pups.
I'm on it.
Some trouble tonight, but I promise all your tears will dry. Hush, little puppy, don't you cry. I'll be right beside you when you are scared of all the bad guys.
Prepare for an
Adolf Hitler in a Z28 Camaro. Man.
All out. Balls to the wall. Clusterfuck of intense.
There you go. Anybody taking this too seriously right there should say it all. That should say it all to you right there. Come on. They're not taking themselves seriously. This is just meant to be insane fun. Actually, I'm not sure you can watch it anyway, Sog. I don't think your Muslim overlords will not let this come in.
Action awesomeness.
Oh, that was right out of an 80s. Come on. That is every kid's 80s crazed action poster. Schwarzenegger on a dinosaur. Hitler doing boxing. Kung Fury wearing all the Nintendo stuff, and the faux Doctor Doom. And that's amazing because this was done 5 years ago, and they got Doctor Doom. And what do we got now coming out? Avengers Doomsday. This looks better than Avengers Doomsday. I'd watch this before I'd watch Avengers Doomsday. If I had a choice. This, Avengers Doomsday, I'm going for this. Avengers Doomsday is going to be a cluster.
Kung Fury, the movie.
At least this one's supposed to be a cluster. At least this one's meant to be. But no, I loved it. You guys don't have to like what I like, but I love it. Real Genius? Oh my god. It's a good old movie. But no, it's supposed to be a cluster. Don't take it seriously, guys. It's supposed to be... They even make fun of themselves right there. They make fun of themselves. All right, guys. I am going to hop out of here. We stayed a little longer than I thought I was going to. Just over 2 hours. I'm going to hop out and see. Hopefully my chest and throat fix themselves up a little bit today. But thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. I know we wandered, but hey, that's what I get to do. I do say politics and pop culture. Well, dude, if you want to, go watch this without my stopping it over and talk. But it is, at the very least, you got to admit, it's gorgeous looking. They really spent time on details. This little robot over here. Let me see if I can move me a little bit. Hang on here. There. This robot right here is an old robot you could get at Radio Shack in the day. A lot of other kitschy stuff from the 80s. The old Serwin Vega, Magnavox type speakers, the TV, the posters, some of the toys. Peak. They really went all out for the aesthetics. So, yep. Do me a favor, guys, though. Hit thumbs up. And if you came in late, go back and start from the beginning, please, and watch the political part. This was the non-serious part, the I'm way too tired to be doing this part. But go take a look, and it is, I just think this is great. I'm going to tell you right now, I think this would sell. I do. I'm bouncing to go vegetate on the lounge and watch my program on TV. By the way, Brad, Happy New Year. Sog, Happy New Year. And to Paul, Study Boy NZ, Happy New Year. The other Paul. To the rest of you, Happy New Year. I don't know if I'll see you before, and I know some of you are hitting it right about now. But thank you very much for stopping in, and let's hope 2026 is better. Like I said, for anybody who came in late, feel free to go back and watch the political section. Anybody who watches this later, let me know what you think about what we talked about earlier and this movie. Would you go see it? Can you at least appreciate how beautiful they made it look? Even if it's insane. Yeah, there's nothing for it, Jimmy, because they haven't released it. It's never been released. They finished it 5 years ago and have been sitting on it. Yep. So there's nothing to pirate because they haven't let it out. That's unfortunate, isn't it, bud? All right, we're out of here. Thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Talk to you later, and Happy New Year if I don't see some of the rest of us that are still in 2025 before. To those of you in the future, hope 2026 is good for you too.